Hey everybody, Joe here. I went from 2-0, I'm now 2-2. Looking for an opponent for the fifth and final match of this league. This is a really important match. If I get 3 match wins, then I get my 80 play points back, and I get a treasure chest, which is worth about $4. But if I lose, I only get 40 play points back, which is decent, but I'd much rather get my entire entry back. Lost the die roll. Let's see if the opponent wants to keep. This is a nice hand. Nice, it's well-rounded. The opponent kept. Yeah, so it should be a good game, whatever the matchup. Looks like burn, huh? Or maybe scred. Nah, okay, it's burn. Scred would be snow-covered mountains. So we're on the draw. Spreading Seas is a little bit slow. It's possible he might be short on lands. We're certainly not short on lands. We'll start with Island and just pass the turn. At least the opponent didn't open with Goblin Guide or Swift Spear, so he could very well have Eidolon, which would stink. Oh, alright, so this is like a brew. This is just red aggro. Yeah, fine. So this does 1 damage when it comes in, it can swing for 3, and then it does 1 damage when it goes out. So, too many choices for my turn. Looks like I want to develop Devotion, now that I see the Master of Waves. So, do I want to Spreading Seas? And then when this guy, it's when he enters and leaves, so we really just want to let him die. He's going to get to swing next turn, and then he'll die the following turn. The question is whether we want to like chump block to save damage at this point. I play my land. I don't think we want to chump block, and if we don't want to chump block, it might be better just to play out Spreading Seas here, draw another card, develop Devotion. Although, if I play out Harbinger now, for example, I get to play Lord next turn, or Reege the next turn, and have bigger blockers. This guy could be playing any number of searing effects, though, so it's a tricky call right now. I'm definitely not going to block this thing next turn. But it's very scary when they're throwing Rift Bolts and Keldon Marauders at your face. So, we're not going to bounce him either. We don't want him to get to replay this. We just want it to die when its vanishing counters go away. So I might as well play out this Harbinger now, I think. If he plays like a Goblin Guide, I can trade with that. And if he misses a land drop, then we might play Spreading Seas. So, pretty important to see what the opponent has here. He does have a 3rd land. Spreading Seas probably not going to be super useful in this particular game. So Hellspark Elemental, we might want to block that thing, but then we're trying to get Devotion going. So Marauders are good for 3 and then 4, so it's basically 12, and then 3 more is down to 9. This is the one where he can unearth it for 2 more mana, so it's basically like 2 cards for the price of 1. Do we want to prevent 2 damage here? I think not. I think we'll take the damage, we'll go down to 10. It's very scary, and we may well lose because of it. We're just doing our best here. Hellspark's going to die. This guy's going to do 1 damage to us next turn. Drew a land. It doesn't really matter because we have enough decisions in our hand as it stands. I might as well play out the Lord if I'm going for Devotion. Since I'm just going to play the Master of Waves on the following turn, and Master of Waves untapping something doesn't really give us access to a lot. So I think, yeah, it's going to be Mutavault and Lord of Atlantis. Go for that maximal devotion. Hope that the opponent doesn't have 3 bolts in hand. Go to attacks. Opponent's thinking before attacks. Harbinger, and basically pass the turn. Alright, so we've got him down to 17, and let's see what happens on his turn. This guy's going to die. We're going to go to 9. You know, and let's just say he has more Keldon Marauders. We can deal with those guys now. Or let's hope that he flashes back the Hellspark Elemental, because if he's paying 2 mana for that. So 4 lands. A lot of possibilities with 4 mana. There's the unearthed Hellspark Elemental that I was mentioning. And another Hellspark Elemental. This is getting to the dangerous point where, unfortunately, we probably have to block because really don't want to get down to 3 damage, because then any 3-point burn spell kills us off the top of the deck. So I do have to block, and it doesn't really matter which one I block because they're going to the graveyard at the end step anyway. One of them is going to get exiled. One of them's going to the graveyard anyway. So we'll go to blocks. Like I said, I really don't want to go down to 3. So I'm going to do that trade. And I'm going to take 4, going down to 5. Both of these things die. One of them is in the graveyard. One of them is going to be exiled. You know, now we get to play out our Master of Waves and just hope it's enough. So easy choice with Mutavault. Master of Waves, doing his best to stabilize against this red creature deck. He can unearth a Hellspark Elemental, and we can block it with Master of Waves. Will prevent 2 damage, no, 1 damage. And yeah, I don't know, we can... Do I even want to? I think I probably just want to leave Harbinger back as a blocker. Yeah, we need to absorb some of this trample damage. I'm getting like dangerously low. I can swing for 2, but then again, I don't want to go down to 3. I can block with Master of Waves and an Elemental. Maybe that's better than blocking with Master of Waves and a Harbinger. Reejerey next turn. We get to attack with a Mutavault. It's 3, 3, 3. That's 9 plus 6 is 15. He's at 17. So even optimally, I don't think we have... So 17, I mean, sorry, so let's see. If I play the Reejerey, if I attack now, he goes down to 15. Next turn, play the Reejerey, attack for 3, 6, 9 plus 6. 15 exactly. Odds are, though, he's going to attack with his Hellspark, and we need to block it, so we're not going to have that much power. I think I play defense here. Not a deck where Spreading Seas is very useful. Magma Jet at my face. This is unfortunate. Is he going to have a Lightning Bolt or something? Well, we did our best to prevent this from happening. He gets to scry. Alright, so he got there. It's just a really traditional red deck wins sort of thing. And yeah, we've got to dig ourselves out of it. Not really going after our creatures. Tidebinder's a little slow because the creatures don't really stay around. Dispel is good. It's not as fast maybe as like Naya Burn, like the more popular deck. Do we bring in Relic to deal with those unearth guys? I don't think so. What's bad in our deck against it? Echoing Truth is a little bit slow. Cursecatcher is decent. Spreading Seas, not amazing. Not amazing. He doesn't really have blockers. And it's just a mono-color deck, so we're not gonna color screw him, and we can just attack anyway. So take out Spreading Seas, and now we have 3 spots open. I guess. I mean, Negate. It's a pretty fast deck, and it's got a lot of creatures. So maybe Tidebinder in combination with AEther Vial can get there. We can leave in the 1 Kira. I think Relic is a little bit clunky. Because I mean, I'm going to play Relic and crack it just to get rid of one of those Hellspark Elementals. It's probably not worth it. So we've got Dispel and Tidebinders. That's 5 in. 4 Seas out. And Echoing Truth out. That seems okay. Let's see how it goes. Remember, this match is pretty important. Trying to win back our entry fee. So Tidebinder and AEther Vial. We're going to keep this one. Looks pretty solid. Opponent kept as well. Island AEther Vial. Pass over to the opponent. Maybe another Suspended Rift Bolt. Maybe just a Lightning Bolt. Swift Spear. Okay, so Tidebinder might actually come in handy here. So we're going to take this. Not much choice. Going to use the ability, drew another AEther Vial. That is interesting. Since we have this Master of Waves, we're going to want to take up the AEther Vials to get there. I can play Wanderwine, leave up Vapor Snag, bring in a Tidebinder like next turn. I think that's probably better. I'm going to play the Wanderwine, reveal the Master of the Pearl Trident. Doesn't give away that much information. Put him over here, and then separate it with the Vapor Snag. So I remember that this is revealed. I'm going to go ahead and play out this AEther Vial. It seems a little slow, but we have to think sort of long term here. We are able to play some tempo with the Vapor Snag. And if he plays one of those Hellspark Elementals or something, we can bounce it, and we'll be pretty efficient with 1 mana against their 2. Monetary Swift Spear doesn't get triggered on Hellspark Elementals. So he's just going straight to combat. It's a question of whether I should bounce this thing now or later. I think I'm just going to take 1. What's he got now? So he's going to do 1 damage to me now. I think we do bounce this thing. It slows him down quite a bit. Alright, so it does 1 damage to me. And let's try to save a little bit of damage by bouncing this thing now. Make him spend his 2 mana again to get that 1 point of damage again. Oh, wait. Bouncing it does 1 more damage. That's pretty bad. I'm sorry about that, guys. I pointed it out in the first match, and then I forgot about it in the second match. Yes, we want to use AEther Vial's ability. We want to yield to this thing. Yes. So land is decent. Not super duper amazing. Gonna play out a Lord. Wait to the beginning of combat to bring in Tidebinder Mage. I mean, if he taps out again to play that crazy thing, Well, let's see what he does here. 3 lands. It's probably poor bouncing the Keldon Marauder since it does the 1 damage on the way out also. Really should have thought about that. Really creature heavy red deck wins deck. Well, he's thinking pretty carefully about this turn. We're somehow way behind on cards here. I guess the Aether Vials kind of do that. Lava Spike, nothing I can do about it, so we say okay. And then I think we're going to lock down the Swift Spear just because it does more damage long term. Yeah, let's do that now. He's thinking about how to respond. Magma Jet. Well, that's unfortunate. But at least it's not at my face. Would have been nice to have a Cursecatcher there. But this means he's not playing out that Keldon Marauders this turn. So he likes both of the cards that he scryed, actually, so that's not great for us. We're going to use Aether Vial's ability. Tap this thing down. And I don't know what we want to draw here. If we draw lands, we get to play Master of Waves. If we don't, we get more Devotion for Master of Waves. So we're going to use both of these abilities. Well, there's that land. Name Merfolk. And play this guy. Puts us on 0 cards in hand. But you gotta do what you gotta do. We're gonna be able to play whatever we draw. We've certainly got enough mana. Okay, let's see if we can claw our way back into this game. Another Master of Waves off the top would be pretty awesome. All right. Let's go Master of Waves. I guess we might as well use it, right? 4 and 2. Typically the best configuration. Reejerey is not terrible. It's a creature. Better than a land. Given my luck with this program so far, I would have expected I would have hit a land there. I think... Do we attack with our pro-red here, or do we block with the pro-red? I think we attack and then like double chump next turn. If we attack, he goes down to 14. We currently have 7, 8, exactly 14 power. Yeah, I'll attack. We've got blockers. I feel like I have an etched champion over here. Okay, so these guys are going to vanish a little bit. Opponent's only got 2 cards in hand, 3 currently since he just drew one. I'm at a pretty healthy life total. Hellspark. And what else? What else? If he goes all out, I think we might just... it's so tricky, right? Because if we just take 9 and go to 2, we've got lethal on the crackback. Exactly 14. I think, though, that I'm going to chump and let this through. If I draw any Lord, it's going to be 4, 4, 3. That's 11, plus 2 is 13. It's pretty close. What if we just block 1? We take 6. If he has double bolt, that would be lethal. I have a feeling he doesn't have double bolt. Blocking 1, drawing any Lord gives us 4, 4, and 3, which again is 11 plus 4 here is 15. Alright, I think we're going to go to blocks. Just block one of these things. And then hope that we get a nice top deck. If he has another Magma Jet or something for Merrow Reejerey, that would be pretty sad. Okay, just going to end step. Say no. Say no. Well, there's our Lord. Let's see if we can make this happen. Well, that was the game plan as we drew it up. It's now or never. Or do we choose to play safe and... Did he play a land last turn? Let's rewind a little bit. Turn 5. I'm not sure if he played a land last turn, so I'm not sure what he's holding here. Let's go to attacks and see if he responds by trying to kill something. Okay. Alright, we got it. That's pretty cool. We played with the expectation of making a particular draw, and we got it. So, this seems like a pretty tough matchup here, so I just sort of have to cross our fingers and hope that the opponent mulligans or something. He does have those Magma Jets, so it makes me think that Kira might be good. Kira also contributes a lot of devotion to Master of Waves. Cursecatcher, not spectacular just because he has so many creatures in the deck. Yeah, I think Kira's decent here. But Cursecatcher is so much easier to get onto the table. No, I think one Kira is enough. So, you know, that was the skin of our teeth, that game, so we just have to hope the opponent doesn't draw great stuff. This is decent. We really want to hit a blue source quickly. We can't mulligan this, especially on the draw, but the opponent mulliganed. Go to 5 cards. Okay, he likes his 6. Let's see if he liked what was on the top. He does like what's on top. Lava Spike. So let's go blue source. Come on. Not quite, but decent with Aether Vial. Cavern. Merfolk. Aether Vial. Alright, opponent's already down to 4 cards. I mean, he's going to have 5 when he draws next turn. Maybe he's really light on land. Let's see how this goes. Magma Jet my face. I guess that helps him scry. Blue source would be nice because we can play Aether Vial and leave up Dispel. Puts a card on the bottom, and I guess he's thinking about the other card. Both bottom, so feeling decent about that. Would feel even better if we hit a blue land. Let's yield to this, and then use its ability. There it is. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, as I was saying, it's just going to be the best to play this Aether Vial. It's going to open up our options for getting creatures out, and we do have blue mana now for Dispel. Opponent scryed both to the bottom, which means he might be drawing into gas here. Marauders we can't hit with Dispel, but it's pretty slow. Only 1 damage for now. We'll have a choice of bouncing him if we want to when it attacks. It'll do 1 damage to us, but he's stuck on 2 mana, it looks like. So replaying him is a really nice tempo play for us. We do want to use this Aether Vial's ability, yield to this one's, and then say yes to this one. Okay, so a lot of gas. I think it might be time to get a little bit more aggressive. If we play conservatively, right, we just bounce this Marauders when it attacks. We have Dispel up, and then next turn we get to put Reejerey into play, cast a Lord, untap this file for Reejerey again, and then put in another Lord. And I feel pretty good about that. I'd rather not put in a Lord and just have it get magma sprayed or whatever. And I want to Magma Jet. And I want to leave the Aether Vial up for Harbinger, and I don't want to tap out for a Lord, so I think we just have to pass now. And I think I'm totally fine taking 1 extra damage bouncing the Marauders, like I sort of accidentally did last game. Just hoping the opponent continues drawing poorly, because I don't know, I'm getting pretty anxious about this matchup. Alright, so there's the 3rd land. What is he going to do with it? I'm going to go ahead with the plan as described. I'm going to bounce this guy, make him tap out to replay him for 1 more damage. Hope that he tries to like bolt my Harbinger or something, and I could just Dispel it. Start to build our board presence and just go bananas with Lords next turn. Waiting for the opponent. We are going to use Aether Vial's ability, and we're going to put Harbinger onto the battlefield. We do know that it's going to do 1 damage to us, but we're happy to have the opponent spend 2 more mana to get him back onto the battlefield. That's a good rate at mana to damage for us. Yes, use it. Hope that the opponent tries to Magma Jet this guy. Okay. I don't know that the opponent realizes that he has priority right now. Alright, so down to 13. I presume he's going to play out the Marauders again, which is just super duper slow. Searing Blaze. That is an excellent, simply excellent target for Dispel. And he can't play out the Marauders again, so feeling better and better about my chances here. Should have left Searing Blaze up. Well, I guess he needed landfall for it, right? For it to matter. So he couldn't have cast it on my turn. Alright, let's go nuts with these lords now. We do want to use both of them, so yes and yes. Okay. So let's start by putting Reejerey in. Yes. Boop. Then we're going to play one of these Island Walk Lords. Target the AEther Vial. Say okay. Say yes. Say okay. Now, if we activate one of the AEther Vials and he tries to respond with the Lightning Bolt, we can just activate the other one and put a Lord of Atlantis into play. Oh, it's going to happen. I'm feeling pretty excited right now. Yes. So we just burnt one of his Lightning Bolts. That's a blowout. We do get to resolve this one. There's Reejerey. Next turn we have the Master of Waves, so pretty solid at this point. Alright, we got there, guys. So I did win back my entry. I got my 80 play points back, and I got back one of these treasure chests. So, or didn't get back, but I won it. So a decent league. That's kind of an average performance. We dropped those 2 matches to Infect, and I think I played decently in them. You have to play so tight against them sometimes. There's a slim possibility that I could have played a little bit differently and have gotten there at least in one of the matches. But you know, it was a good league. I can go ahead now. I'm going to close this. I'm going to go to the collection real quick. I'll show you guys what these treasure chests look like here. So I've got these event tickets, which are basically dollars in Magic Online. I use the play points to enter the leagues, and I tried to trade these treasure chests away for tickets. So let's see what they're trading at right now. Yesterday or the day before, it was around 3.7 or something. So it takes a moment for this to load sometimes. So I'm going to type in treasure chest and see what we get. So looks like they're actually a little higher now. This guy's buying them at 415, which is pretty solid. I actually use one particular guy because I have fragments of tickets. So I think it's like GoatBot or something. So yeah, they're looking pretty good. I'll go ahead and I'm going to trade that treasure chest right now. So let's go back to my collection. I'm going to add this to my active trade binder. Go to trade, and I will say trade, and then you'll see once they accept my trade, the window pops up here, and it says GoatBot Boosters is checking your items. So it takes a second for the treasure chest to load, and they say, please take 4 tickets, and I will be storing 0.45 credits, because I had a little bit of credit before. I think it says here, yeah, 0.29. So actually a treasure chest is a little bit more than a booster right now. So I'm going to search right now. Actually, I'm going to go to other products, and it tells me to take 4 tickets. So you see all this product that they have available if you want to purchase it or trade for it. So I'm going to take, just going to click, I guess, double click, and 4. Normally I would wait until I get a bunch of treasure chests before doing this, but I just wanted to show you guys how the process works. So it says click the submit button to finish the trade. I'm going to have 0.45 of a tick left in GoatBot boosters. Hit submit. It's going to show another screen with just the trade items. 4 tickets for 1 treasure chest. We're going to confirm the trade. And then, yeah, added to my collection, I've got new items. I'm going to close the chat, and I got 4 event tickets. So going back to the collection now, we see I'm up to 40 event tickets. I got my 80 play points back, and so I can join another league whenever I feel like it, and hopefully, you know, keep winning at least 3 matches and keep winning more and more treasure chests, getting more and more event tickets. So thanks for tuning in, guys. That was my first Magic Online league that I've uploaded to my channel. Please let me know your thoughts, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks very much.